What's up, you guys? All right, well, I have just finished up trading here and I am locking up my 9th consecutive green day. 9 green days in a row, up this morning, $4,500. Not bad at all. The momentum right now is super hot. We had a couple big movers today. SONN up over 100%. Crazy move, pre-market, pulled back a little bit, the bell rang. This stock squeezed from about $9 all the way up to $15, $16 a share, 100%, almost intraday. Then we had AIKI squeezing up from an open of around $2.25 up to $2.75. I mean, this is fun stuff. You know, as far as trading goes today, it was pretty straightforward, fairly easy, except for one tough trade on SONN, but overall, the market right now is really favorable for small cap traders. You know, I had my little lucky charm here, right, girl? Yeah. You traded side by side with me today and helped lock down a winning trade, a couple more green trades. So we're gonna take that profit, we're gonna reinvest it. What are we gonna reinvest it into? Kibble. Lots and lots of kibble. All right, so she's one of those dogs that if she gets unsupervised time with a bag of food, you walk over and all of a sudden she looks like a barrel. She'll just eat and eat and eat and eat. She's a pig. Great day today. A lot of students in the chat room killing it, which is awesome. It's exactly what I love to see. And today's recap, I think you're really gonna enjoy because I really break down the trades. I show some live trading examples on SONN, and I really walk you guys through a lot of the details of my entries and exits. So, if you have not already downloaded my beginner's getting started guide, I'm gonna put it right in the description. I'm gonna pin it to the top of the comments. Download that, it will get you started. And tomorrow morning, as always, I will be live streaming right around 9:15, doing my watch list. Because you know what, the two stocks that I made the most on, SONN and AIKI, they were both straight off the watch list. All right, so tune into the watch list tomorrow morning. And if you haven't already hit the subscribe button, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up for the 9th consecutive green day. We're gonna try to go for 10 green days in a row, 10th day tomorrow. Let's see if we can make it happen. All right, that's it for me. Enjoy the day, and I'll see you first thing tomorrow morning. Bye. What's up, everyone? All right, so we're gonna do our midday market recap here today. Pretty wild morning. Some really great action on AIKI and SONN. MRIN, that was the last stock I traded. Not sure I'm green on it. That one was a stock that was hitting the high day Momo scanner. But let's go back to the very beginning here of the morning, and I'm gonna right click and look at this starting at 9:25 a.m. All right, so this morning at 9:25 a.m., AIKI was our leading gapper in the entire market, right? This was gapping up 206%, which is pretty wild. So this was the pre-market chart on it. I can show you the chart kind of blown up here like this. So this is what we were looking at pre-market. And at this point, I was had marked out the pre-market high. All right, so pre-market high, as per the gap and go setup, is one of my favorite strategies, trading the break of the pre-market high. And I'll just log into my members dashboard here so I can point you guys in the right direction for some of these classes. All right, so let's see. So I'm gonna go education courses. And I'm gonna go down to small cap day trade course part 1. Those of you guys who are in the pro, you could go into the pro class here, then scroll down to the small cap class part 1. All right, so I already have it. Well, I'll just go through here, I guess. All right, so we've got chapters 1, 2, 3, 4. So gap and go trading, break of the pre-market highs. All right, so this is the section setup number 2 that I applied for my trade on AIKI. I bought this at $2.29. Now, right out of the gates, if I go down to a 1 second chart, which I don't use while I'm trading, but is helpful for showing you guys what I was seeing in the moment. What you'll notice is that this stock, let's back this way up here to 9 a.m. Okay, so right out of the gates, we had basically it dipped down here, as you can see right here, and it popped up to 220. All right, so right there, that was a possible trade right out of the gates. It resumed, and it halted going up. It resumed and hit a high of 235. It then pulled back, and right here is where I got long for the break back over the highs. I bought 6,000 shares at $2.29. It squeezed up to 240, 245, and got halted. It resumed way up here at 265, and I sold my position in the 250s, 260s. Now, let's do the reveal. Let's see how much I'm up here today. I don't know yet. All right. So this is the way I've been trading for the entire month of April. I have not been looking at my P&L while I trade. And it's been a little tricky. It's been a little different. But I don't look at it while I trade. And then the idea here is that it helps me have more emotional disconnect, because sometimes when you're looking at how much you're up or down, you can start to get a little emotionally fueled. All right, so let's see where I'm at today. I'm gonna take I know I didn't trade big size, so I'm gonna take a guess at $2,000. Oh, $4,500. That's more than I thought. That's double what I thought. That's an extra $2,500. That's awesome. All right, so, and 115 on MRIN, the last trade I took. So, all right, so I actually wasn't red on that. Okay, so two stocks right off the watch list, AIKI and SONN, $4,500. That's two $4,000 days back to back. Yesterday I made $4,900, today $4,500. We will, during this recap, I will import my trades to TraderView so we can look at what my metrics are at after yesterday. So hang on, I got to do that in 1 second. So those of you guys, I use Lightspeed as my primary broker. So I can log in here, and then when I log in, I can export my trades and then import them right to TraderView. So I'm going to start that really quickly, start the import process. And yeah, so that trade on AIKI right there from 229 with 6,000 shares, 229 to 239 is $600. To 249 is $1,200. To 259 is $1,800. So the bulk of my profit came from that one trade right there, which I didn't really do the math while I was trading. I knew I was green, but I didn't know by how much. Which, by the way, means this is my 9th consecutive green day, officially. So anyway, so $2,000 there. And then I actually got back in at 65 right here. It hit a high of 70, what was this, 71, and then up to 74. It did a false halt. It dipped down, it popped up, and I sold. And thank goodness, because it ended up dropping back down. But then I bought it right down here, off the low at 215. It hit 220, pulled back, broke 220, hit a high of 225, and I sold. I then got back in at 225 right here, and it popped up to 230, 235, and I sold again. So I actually don't think I had a single red. No, I had one red trade on this one, and I know it was 2,000 shares and a 2-cent loss. So it was probably a $39 loss, $40 loss. So I had one red trade on it, but that's not too bad. All right, so that was AIKI straight off the watch list. So let me just push this back over here for a second. All right, so there we go. So this is what the chart looks like, and you can see it's coming back down a little bit now. It halted going down, now reversing, coming back up. So there's definitely still opportunity in it, but I just think that the risk there is a little on the higher side. I just don't think it's really, at this point, I don't want to overstay my welcome. I don't want to go back to the well so many times that I end up taking a big and unnecessary loss. So if we go through the trades on this, the first trade was break of the pre-market high. Then the second trade was basically a breakthrough high of day. The third trade was a bottom bounce setup, which is a little on the riskier side. The fourth trade right here was a pullback for the break over 25. That was first candle to make a new high, and that was the last trade. All right, SONN. SONN, our second leading gapper. This one was gapping up a clean 100%, 97% at 925, and obviously made a pretty big move. So this one, again, a little bit of a wild ride. Now, I got myself into a little bit of a jam on this. So my first trade on it, let's see, let me back this up. So this got halted right here at 12, no, sorry, I gotta go back here. It did halt there, but that wasn't the trade I wanted to look at. Here it is. So right out of the gates, this thing ripped up from 990 up to a high of, well, 1550, 16. Initially, I said, I'm going to focus on AIKI because I'm honestly not sure where the entry is on this. I was like, this chart, based on all the strategies that I trade, and these are the ones that I teach, I don't see the setup right now. So I just said, you know what? I'm going to leave this alone for right now. I'm really not feeling it. So, I'll have to just, we'll see what it does out of the gates when the bell rings. All right. So the bell rings and it squeezes up here to 12 and pops up. So let's look at the 1 minute chart here, the 10-second chart. It halts at 1150. It resumes up here and it dips down for a second on resumption right here. And then I bought 2,000 shares for the break of 12. It hits a high of 1210. False breakout and drops right here down to 1083. This was, at the moment, my worst trade of, this was my worst trade of the month. And I was, a little bit in shock because it just did not, to me, make sense. I just couldn't, I was like, what, what is going on here? So it dropped down there and I said to myself, all right, I'm going to set my stop. Well, actually, I think I said I'm going to put it around the 200 moving average. So it drops for a second, it dips down, and then as it curls up, I think it was right here, I said, you know what? It looks like it's basing out. I'm going to add to my position. So because I started with 2,000 shares, that my max size is 6,000. So on this one, I added another 2,000 shares. Risky. New stop at the low. Had it come back down to there, I would have been cutting it at pretty much, my max loss. And it did come back up, as you can see right here. And so this ended up turning into a winning trade, but it was not a clean one. And so after that, I was like, wow, I just narrowly avoided a good size loss. And yeah, by the way, I'm going to turn on my drawing tool and I'll make my pointer a little bit bigger. Let's see. Let me see if this will work. Hang on. All right, so there, that should be helpful. So, this is always, of course, the risk with trading stocks, especially that are more expensive. These types of drops are what we see more frequently on higher price stocks. And so thank goodness I went in with 2,000 shares and not 6,000. Had I gone in with full size right here, I would not have been able to add to it. I would have already been in, way too much. So I wouldn't have been able to add. So I went in with small size. I was able to add to the position. Not something I like to do, but in this case, ended up working out okay as it came back up. So at that point, I said, all right, SONN, and I think I even said it before I took the trade, this is going to be a this is going to be a riskier stock. This is going to be higher expert level type of trading just because it's so volatile. So let's actually look at a couple of my live trades here on this one. Hang on. Come on in, girl. All right, so let's see. So this is, where are we at? Okay, so, hi, what's the matter? All right, so let me play this here. So this is AIKI, I'm out of it. SONN, I'm probably gonna update the chart in a second. You can see this chart is AIKI. All right, so what do we have going on here? Okay, so there, I just updated the chart. Okay, so this is coming back up to 12. So what I decided to do is I was like, you know what? I narrowly avoided a good size loss on SONN. I'm gonna go with smaller share size. So I'm watching it for the break of 12 and I was like, I can't take 1,000 shares. I'm gonna just take 250. Looking for the break of 12 right now, which is the break over the high. So this is not at this point really a gap and go strategy. This is chapter 7, a momentum strategy. I'm long right here, or there I go, I'm in, and just like that, look how fast that trade was. That was a 2-second long trade, 75 bucks. 250 shares. Okay, so 250 shares, it's not 1,000 shares, it's not 300 bucks, but had it gone the wrong way, at this point, it was 9:42, and I was like, I'm currently green. There's no doubt about it. I'm green thanks to AIKI, but I almost got crushed on SONN. I want to have my 9th consecutive green day. I don't want to let it go. I'd like to add a little extra profit to the day, so I'm just going to trade with small size. So 250 shares. Now it looks like it's going to go into a halt here, 1250. So let's see, I don't remember if this halts here. Okay, so it's halted, going up at 1250. So I left, again, a little money on the table, both in terms of share size and how aggressive I was on the trade. That's the way it sometimes goes. All right, so now watch this one. Okay, so it opens and tanks. It's at the halt level going down at 1169, and I think to myself, this is overdone. It's going to bounce. That's what I think. You know, I'm looking at this as, you know, basically right at this support level. And so I go ahead and take 250 shares long. So I punch it, 250 shares. This is a little higher risk, and it pops up over 12. And so whether I had 250 shares or I had 2,000, I would have been wanting to take a little profit on the breakthrough 12. Boom, I'm out. And again, I left a little money on the table there. But just like that, a nice quick trade from 91 to 17. So that's, you know, another 50 bucks. Okay, let's look for the next trade on SONN. All right, so we got it right up here. All right, so now I'm watching this for the breakthrough high of day. This is a 1-minute pullback. So watch this trade. I have my order ready at 1301 right here. High of the last candle. So who knows the correct entry point on this stock? Right, so we're looking for the first 1-minute candle to make a new high. So the high was, I think, 83. So once I start to see green right here coming in, that's when I decided, all right, I'm going to punch it. So that, for a beginner, may not be as intuitive as the first 1-minute candle to make a new high. And that's what we cover in section 2 of the small cap course right here when we get into tape reading. Let's see, there we go. Tape reading level 2, time and sales and hotkeys right in here. All right, so this is actually chapter 10. All right, so I see the green. I'm going to punch it. There, I'm in with 500 shares, 250, and I did the order twice. It's a little bigger size, but I can handle it. Look at that. Just like that, I'm up $345 on the break through 13. I take some profit out. It's the right thing to do. Now I'm holding 63 shares at $12.74. Okay, so that's $12.74. I'm up another 40 bucks. Here's $13.57 is the halt level. There's $13.50, lots of green. 57 is still the halt level. Halt level is going to move up. Remember, the halt level is always 10% higher than the price, the average price over the last 5 minutes. So this just moved up to $13.85. I'm now up over $1 a share. There's $13.85. All right, so I'm up over $1 a share, holding small size. What's the next trade going to be? Oh, so this is where I asked people in the room, I said, how much did you guys make today? And so you guys posted here, and good job for those of you guys who locked up some profit. I was selling both at the ask and at the bid, but primarily at the ask. With small share size, it was not a problem to sell at the ask. The fills were really pretty easy. So let's see. So I approved, I guess, a couple of images there. So again, good job for those of you guys that were green. So now, here we go. So we've got resumption. I'm in 1274. Now I'm looking, I think, for the break over 14. I move the order up to 14. Looking for green on the time and sales on the tape. I'm seeing some green right there. So right there, I saw some green. I jumped in for the break of 14. There's 1392, 14. There we go. I'm in at 1363 this time, I guess, now with 500 shares because I had a starter and I added, how many did I add? Okay, so I added 750 shares on that. Being, I guess, a little more aggressive here, but still, that's much safer than taking 3,000 shares. Taking some profit out. There's 1450. 1469, 1470, 1468. Next trade, break of 15. So let's back this up here. Oh, I just missed. Okay, so let's watch this here. I'm gonna take, I guess, a trade over 15. So we have a high of 15. So I double check my price. My price is at 15. I come down with the buy button right here. I'm in. Break at 15. Taking profit as it's squeezing. Could I have taken each one of these trades with 2,000 shares? You know, yeah, probably. Could I have then made a lot more money? Yeah, I guess probably. But the downside risk is, would I have been okay with having a repeat of being down $2,000, on a trade where it dropped $1 a share? And the answer there was no. So I can always handle the profit, but I couldn't handle the risk, and I had to manage the trade according to my risk. All right, so now we're getting a little rejection here. So I sell the last of the 35 shares. That was the bottom bounce on AIKI. Not super exciting. So I'm not going to focus on that one too much right now. Go back to SONN. So watch this trade. This one was pretty sweet. All right, so SONN is about to get halted here at 13 going down. I put an order at 13.13 thinking if it does a false halt, I'm going long. And right there, as I saw those orders, I was like, yep, I'm in. So I bought 250 shares at 13.01. Looking for the break of 13.50. There it goes. Unreal. 70 cents per share bounce off the low. So right there, 75 cents on 250 shares. Again, these aren't huge winners, but they clearly added up. So that was a really nice one. Let's look for the next one here. I think I had another one. Yeah, that was AIKI. That was that one. Okay, so let's go to SONN right here. All right, so SONN is now coming back up to the highs. All right, so this is the spot that we're watching, the break of the high. 1550. So I've got my order at 1550 right here. Buy button, 250 shares. Click, click. I'm in. 31, looking for the break over 15. Little moment of truth here. I'm down 150 bucks, 130. Needs to break over 1550. Seeing a little more red than I like. Breakout or bailout probably would have been just to get right back out, but I know I have a little cushion on it. There we go. On that break, I'm taking some profit. I threw out an order. There's 1588. So I take a little more profit up here. Oop, I'm gonna add back here. So I add at, I don't know, whatever this is right here. Looking for the break over 16. I'm seeing green. I add for the break of 16. There's 15.99. It's not breaking. It needs to break. Now, on these types of stocks, when it taps a level and then does a pullback, I mean, it's not impossible for this to pull back, you know, all the way down to $15 and still be a good 1 minute setup. So there, okay, sweet. A little seller there. And I end up, I think, cutting it loose around this spot. I'm still holding 77 shares of AIKI. I kind of lost track of that, so I end up bailing on that. Not a big deal. I think it was a partial fill on AIKI, which was the problem. Yeah, I had a partial fill right there. Okay, so now we're going to have another washout, another drop. And so we dropped from 16 down to 15. Took another long here at 1507 for a bounce. Nice little bounce there off the low. And I think at that point I said, all right, I'm gonna shut it down. Yep, so that was the last trade. Not bad. Quite a morning. And again, those of you guys who are new and those of you guys who are watching you know, on YouTube or Facebook, usually these types of live trading annotated commentary videos, these are on a regular basis the type that go into the Warrior Pro live trading archives. It's not every day that I do that level of analysis on my trades for YouTube. You know, I don't mind doing it occasionally, but the live trading archives here are where these all get uploaded. So that's where I put them, and you know, I like to give you guys a little bit of a kind of sneak preview here of what it's like when you do go pro with the Warrior Pro class. So SONN, some nice trades, AIKI, and the last one was MRIN, hitting the high day Momo scanner, back up now to the highs, which is good to see. And I just jumped on this on a little pullback. It was right up in this area here, a micro pullback at, I think it was 35 or 38. It popped up to 62, false halt, came back down, and then this ended up being a little bit of an ABCD setup. But the higher volume on the red candle, something to be a little careful of. So I'm happy with how I traded today. I'm not gonna take any more trades. I'm gonna walk away with money in my pocket, $4,500, and live to trade another day. So I'll be back at it tomorrow morning, as always, same time, hoping you know, for a 10th consecutive green day. That would be nice. So I'll do the best I can to be disciplined out of the gates and focus on really good quality setups. And hopefully we're able to do pretty well. So I'm gonna end the recap here, and what I'll do for the next little while is answer some questions for those of you guys who are in the chat room. All right, so I'll do some Q&A here in the chat room. Those on YouTube, Facebook, make sure you check out some of the links in the description. I've got a couple links for a beginner's getting started guide, which you guys will probably enjoy. And yeah, I actually don't have the link right on hand, so I'm not gonna paste it, but just check out the links in the description. All right, see you guys tomorrow. Hey, it's me again. The most popular video on day trading on YouTube was made by me. You can check it out below if you haven't already. And as always, if you have questions, leave them in the comments. I personally respond to every question that's posted on my channel.